Okay, so Angie, tell us how does it feel to be behind the driver's seat of the Mercedes B-Class B200?
Well, I am surprised that, it's really very easy to maneuver. The steering is very responsive.
Okay.
And yeah, it feels very light too.
Okay, and the thing about the Mercedes for the B-Class B200, it actually affords you 3 different modes. Right now, you're actually driving in the economy mode. So what it does, it actually kind of prolongs the life of your fuel economy, so you can actually drive longer with the fuel that you have. It also has a sports mode. And a sports mode, once again, what sports mode does, it actually gives you more power. So you feel like driving a bit faster. So you engage the sports mode, and the whole throttle, the whole steering response, everything totally changes inside the car. And of course, you also have manual mode, which I'll show you a bit more about that one as well. So yeah, basically that's the whole thing about driving the Mercedes. So in terms of comfort in the car, how does it feel?
Oh, it feels really great, really very comfortable, and well, like I say, it's very easily to maneuver. What's the mileage on all the 3 modes that you mentioned?
In terms of mileage, we're talking about combined mileage. In terms of average city driving and everything else, you're looking at about 18.2 kilometers per liter. But then again, it all as for different people have different ways of driving and how heavy your foot is on the pedal. So we're gonna actually do a test on that later on during the episode, and just to find out what's the usual average mileage you're getting. But based on paper from Mercedes itself, you're looking at 18.2 kilometers, which it's better than your average normal family car.
I'm really surprised.
Right, and this being of course a 1.6 turbocharged car, so that kind of surprises people that it gives you that kind of mileage.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the cost of this car?
Okay, on the road at present COE levels, you're looking at about $181,888 for this car, basically with COE included, which I think is a pretty acceptable price to pay for a car like Mercedes. You get all that luxury, you get all that styling. So yeah, $181,888.
So what is the main feature or selling factor of this model?
Okay, for the B200, as I mentioned, it's a sports tourer, which means for the average family or for a normal working person like yourself, you want a car that gives you that whole space in terms of passenger comfort, and also luggage space, and also the fact that it's more sporty. So you're driving a car that gives you the best of both worlds. So you get the spaciousness of an MPV and the look of a sports car. So that's the whole main selling factor. And I think with the way the B200 has been selling, it's been worldwide since 2011. It's sold 380,000 units, which it's a big number for a car model to sell.
Yeah, I see a lot of knobs and gadgets.
Dials and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll quickly run through what some of the things that you're looking at. So for the whole display area, as all the numbers you're watching, you can actually toggle through to show things like the range on fuel that you have, and the consumption that you're doing right now. Also a range to the next fill up, and also you can actually see your present speed right there. And you can actually reset the whole button, again to kind of gauge and kind of give you a better idea of how much mileage you're using on this car.
I like the pickup speed of this car.
Right, and this is once again is only in economy mode. We haven't tested sports mode yet, so that's going to be something that I'll show you in just a bit. And once again, moving on to other, you're asking me about what are all the knobs and everything that's on the car. Well, we also have a little knob here that it's a rotating knob basically, so you can actually go through your different radio stations. And if you go to the main menu, I'll show you your radio, your media. So in terms of media, you can actually plug in your thumb drive. You can listen to your music from there, and you can also pair your handphone. As you know, using handphones largely in Singapore is illegal. So so you can actually Bluetooth your phone to the car, and you can actually use it wirelessly. Talk to anybody. So that's one of the features. And if you toggle it again, it has a vehicle settings, which is showing all your different vehicle settings that you have in the car. It gives you an idea on the mileage once again. You can actually change things. In example, right now I know it's in the daytime, so I can't really show it to you. But you can actually change the interior lighting of the car. So it has, I'll show that it's actually right now in red, which you can't really tell, but you can actually choose the different colors that you want in terms of the ambient lighting in the car. So in terms, if you want red, you want blue, or so depending on what you feel like, so you can actually do that in the car.
That's nice.
So it offers you a few functions in terms of what you can actually do in terms of vehicle management. So that's basically about it. But in terms of the other features in the car, of course you have your dual zone AC, which means that you as a driver and I as a passenger, I can actually choose the different levels of comfort that I want in the car. Okay. So, Mother, how does it feel in the back seat there, of the passenger seat?
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Okay, and I see you've actually put up the handrest to reveal that little cool handrest, and it also comes with 2 cup holders. So you know, if you're feeling thirsty, you know, things like that, you can actually get your drinks there.
Yeah, it gives you the feeling of being in an aircraft. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. You know, it gives you all the creature comforts for not only for the driver, but also for the back passengers, where they can actually put their drinks, kind of lay back and just get relaxed in the back seat. So overall, I mean, in terms of from what I've shown you and what you've actually experienced in the car, what's your once again, what are your thoughts about the whole B200 as a family car or as a car to get you from A to B? What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, as you have explained, it's really economical and definitely it's going to be lighter on my pocket.
Right.
Also, the comfort-wise, it really makes it an enjoyable experience to actually be behind the wheel for a change.
Right.
You know, usually on the roads it's so stressful, so it really helps when you are actually comfortable driving. So it's, I think, quite a nice family car to have.
Okay, cool. So so that's in one of your wish lists. You can put it down as the B200 is a car that you might want to kind of get when you go out for your shopping and kind of feel that way.
Right.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so now we are in sports mode. So how does the sports mode feel?
Oh, really great. Oh, you can really feel the difference.
Right, so once again,
really good.
With sports mode, everything changes and the whole characteristic of the car changes from your steering. Does the steering feel a bit harder or feel more, stiffer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Slightly,
Okay,
yeah.
exactly. So that's the whole thing. Because in sports mode, you need to have more control of the car. So what happens is the whole damping of the car, the whole characteristic changes to give you more control and also at the same time more power.
Oh yeah, you can really feel the difference. You know when you're in sports mode.